right over the top from North Dakota. So North Dakota made a big statement, and I just really appreciate it. We will not forget it. Thank you very much. I want to thank...
What was that big statement? Well, the last remaining delegates put Donald Trump over the top, fresh off clinching the Republican nomination this week in North Dakota. But who were those last two delegates that finally pushed Trump over the threshold of 1237? Joining us now are the two of these delegates, North Dakota State Representative Ben Koppelman and North Dakota businessman John Trandum. Numbers 1236 and 1237 that put Trump over the top. Now, guys, I understand there was some jostling back and forth between maybe the two of you and others. Who was going to be the last guy? And, John, you got it. How did you do it?
Well, it was an interesting turn of events. I got the phone call from the Associated Press the morning we were on our way up to see Mr. Trump, and he said, we're counting delegates. We want to see if you were going to commit to support Donald Trump for president. And I said, how many delegates do you have? He said, 1235. I said, let you talk to my friend Ben. He'll be number 1236 for you, and then I'll get back to you.
So you waited until Ben jumped in. Ben, what was the reason you decided to go with Donald Trump? I mean, North Dakota didn't have a primary or caucus, so these delegates were unbound. Were you getting phone calls from the Cruz camp along the way and others? And what put you over the top for Donald Trump?
Well, I had been a Cruz supporter early on and up until the point when Cruz suspended his campaign. And since then, there have been plenty of people from the Donald Trump campaign that had tried to reach out to me and ask me to switch my support. Quite frankly, I had been holding out to get more details from the Trump campaign and to see where he stood on policy issues with more specifics than he had offered prior. And so when they called me the day before Donald Trump was in North Dakota and said, we have 1,236 delegates and we need one more, will you do it? And I said, well, I have some questions, and they proceeded to do their best to answer my questions, and then I agreed to do what they asked to become delegate number 1237. And I thought that would be exciting for North Dakota to be the beginning of the process to stop Hillary Clinton.
John, what put you over the top, and were you getting phone calls over the past few months from a lot of different campaigns?
Yeah, I did start to get, it wasn't over the past few months, it was more recently than that. And I did get some phone calls and have some conversations with surrogates of the Trump campaign and got the assurances I was looking for, particularly with regard to social issues. I did get the assurance from, number one, Ben Carson I spoke with Ivanka Trump, and I spoke with some other members of Trump's staff and campaign, and they assured me that the Republican platform would maintain a pro-life stance, a pro-marriage stance, and that was very important to me, so that made it a lot easier.
I want to throw this out to both of you guys, can jump on it however you want, but Donald Trump, of course, over the past few months has called the whole system rigged. He's called the whole delegate process rigged, and then up until he won, he said, well, now that I won, I'm not going to really talk about the delegate process anymore. It's a rigged system, but I won, so I don't really care anymore. What do you say to that? Is the whole system rigged?
I guess it depends on if you look at it from a more traditional standpoint, where the party was designed similar to our representative republic, where at the local level we have district conventions, and those people elect people to the state convention, and those people elect people to the national convention, and that's how it is in North Dakota. We go unbound, but we go with the consent of those who elected us to go. And that's the traditional way of doing it. In more recent years, it's turned into a more of a primary process. And so if Mr. Trump had been favored by the former, then he probably wouldn't have liked the latter or vice versa. And I think since he was attracting a lot of people that maybe weren't traditional primary goers, you know, he felt that the primary system favored him.
Yeah. All right, Ben and John, we thank you so much for joining us this morning. Delegates 1236 and 1237 that put Donald Trump over the top. Thanks, guys.
If you got 1 second, I got one thing to give to John. And here's for North Dakota.
North Dakota helping make America great again. 1236, 1237. Wear it well, guys. Happy Memorial Day to you. Thanks for joining us. Have a great holiday weekend.
Take care.